able to go on Google and convert PDT to GMT, convert a PST to whatever. You have to be able to sync your own time zone to the client's time zone. So if the person says he wants a job or a task delivered by 3 p.m. EST, then you have to do your calculations and make sure that if at all, it should be ready. If you're going to err on the side of what's the word? Delivering early. Never deliver late to a client as a freelancer. Unlike in Africa, where somebody can tell you, like my furniture guy will tell me that your furniture will be ready on Friday, and next week Thursday I'm still waiting for it. Or my clothes guy, the guy who makes my clothes, telling me that this Thursday you get your clothes, and 2 weeks after, he's still telling me that there's no light in his area and what have you. You cannot succeed as a freelancer that way. Because you are dealing with clients abroad who don't understand why they will tell you something should be ready by 3 p.m. EST and it's not ready by 3:01. They will really struggle with it, and you can lose your profile, your status, your what's this word? This is what I'm looking for. Your reputation. You can lose your online. Yes, your reputation and rating so fast if you do not. And Africa has a time management problem. So let's confess. But once you become a freelancer, you have to be delivered of that demand. Okay, so I think I can see about 92 people, so we can get this started. Others, the latecomers can join us. All right, guys. Are we ready for this? The next session.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're ready.
Yes, sir. We are ready, sir.
I sit down.
Okay, let me look at what's on my slides. Then okay, so the next thing on my slide is COVID-19 and the new normal called the gig economy. You know, many of you may have thought that COVID-19 was a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I am one person who feels COVID-19 is a blessing, in the sense that you know, when an era or an order wants to give way, when the old order wants to give way to the new order, it always comes through something that looks evil. Like, for example, COVID-19 looks like a terrible thing to be happening to the world right now, but it's just signifying a change of order. It's signifying a change of order. So the world is moving from traditional work models to what do I want to call it now? Remote work models. You would see that because of COVID-19, a lot of people lost their jobs. In fact, in America, for example, especially because most of my clients comes from there, I was following up on the statistics of unemployment. And it will amaze you that about 40 million people filed, even 44 million people filed for unemployment claims in America. You know, take that in. 44 million people. I'm not saying 44,000 people. 44 million people filed for unemployment claim. You know, they needed some form of stimulus package to see themselves through the next week in America. So, you know, we don't have good statistics in Nigeria. So, MBS may be telling you funny things about the number of unemployed people as a result of COVID-19. Just times 3 that number or times 4 it. And most likely you'll be getting nearer to the true situation. Almost this thing affected people's livelihoods in the US, in the UK, in Canada. My friends in Canada are still saying that the Canada is still waking up. As in, things are not as, the way things have quickly moved on in Africa, it's not how it is in Canada and the US right now. Things are still slow. The economy is struggling to get back. And with the election in the US coming in November, you know, there's so much uncertainty again coming. Is it Trump that is coming back? Who is coming? Blah, blah. So there's so much uncertainty in the space right now. But the good news about COVID-19 is COVID-19 made, what's the word? COVID-19 christened the concept of remote work. Before COVID-19, when I tell people I work from home, it was so strange to them. They'll be like, are you a Yahoo boy? So they are wondering, how can you be working from home and then you are driving a good car, living in a good neighborhood, I mean, if you're not a Yahoo boy, then I mean, who else? What else are you doing? So, but when COVID-19 came and people could not but work from home, then work from everybody became Yahoo boys in quotes because everybody had to switch on their laptops and work from home. Bankers, my account officer for like 3 months was working from home. So if I needed something, they would say, Sal, I have to, if we're talking on Skype, I'll be seeing his kitchen. So every one of us became remote workers. We had to work from home. And there is no better time to be a freelancer right now because even in America, you see those people who lost their jobs, those spaces, as America begins to get back out of the shock of COVID-19, they will need to replace those people that they lost to COVID in terms of deaths, in terms of job loss. And guess who Americans, most American brands or companies, they will want to replace, their traditional staff with, what's it called? They want to replace them with remote workers. Because remember my American Indian story, they are cheaper. They are cheaper. Okay, let's even talk about content. That 100-word about us I did for that lady, although now I won't touch it for $5. But let's say that 100-word I did for $5 for that lady, if it was an American writer that will handle that about us, he will charge at least $50. So look at that. So people now are finding smarter way. And the first thing they teach you as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, is the fact that you must look for cheaper raw materials. So if you want to be a digital entrepreneur, if you want to be an affiliate marketer, you want to be a, what's this one they do now, even drop shipping or whatever, you need a website. And you would rather get the website done with someone who can do it cheaper, and then the website will still measure up globally. So freelancing is even becoming, it's not just a standard coming into Nigeria or Africa, it's becoming the world standard. Companies abroad, in America, in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, are going to be looking for remote workers all over the world. So if you can do a good job and you have, because I say one thing, talent is not enough. You may have the talent, but you may have a very terrible work ethic. So you can do a good logo for me, but I need it done in 48 hours and you're giving me in a week. Then all your goodness or all your talent is nothing before me because I may need to submit that logo along with a letterhead for a proposal where I'm expecting $100,000. And because you can't fulfill at the deadline, I lose that business. So what use is your creative genius? I hope you guys are following me. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So at this point now, of what use is the creative? What use is the creative genius? So add to your talents a good work ethic. Add to your good work ethic, good character. Sometimes just asking after your clients, how you doing today? How you doing with this COVID-19? How's your health? It goes a long way. That if they have to choose between you and another freelancer, they'll be like, this guy is nicer. I have a client who, one of my best clients so far, who every time we get on Zoom or we get on Slack we get on a video, the first thing he says to me is that smiling Richmond. He says he doesn't know what is so excited that I'm always smiling every time we're on a video chat. Because for him, he over there in Canada, he can't see what to smile about. But me in Africa, where it's supposed to be a poor state or a poor continent, I'm smiling teeth to teeth. So he calls me Smiling Richmond. So you'll be surprised that because I smile when we are on video, it can be the reason why if they have to shake off 2 copywriters, let's say because they have, I think that company has about 3 or 4 copywriters on board that are remote, that work remotely. If they have to shake off 2 of them, probably they would still keep it up, even if we have the same talent, even if the other person is cheaper, just because I'm a smiling copywriter. Does that make sense? Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's that for that. So COVID-19 has come to bet freelancing is the new way to work. And then for what you are studying now, there's no better time to actualize. So let me check my slide for the next. We'll be a lot faster now so that I can take your questions. I hope you guys are putting your questions down for me, ready for me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'm looking at my slides. You may not be seeing me. Are you still seeing me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, but me, I'm seeing my own slides. I'm not seeing you guys anymore. So, so the
Can't see
question
your slide there.
you said?
I thought you were trying to share your slide as well. We can't see your slide. If you're trying to share it, actually.
Okay,
Don't
let me
use
do that.
Let me see your
Okay.
face, sir.
Okay, because I know that there's better engagement when you can see my face. Okay,
Exactly.
I will juxtapose. Sometimes I share my slides, sometimes you see my face. I think whatever I have. So now the question somebody was asking that is there a better definition for a freelancer? And then okay, so let's be a little interactive. Who is a freelancer? So let me look at your faces where you are. Where is this thing? Okay, Fatima, can you tell me who is a freelancer as far as you are concerned? You have the floor, Fatima.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, so a freelancer for me is somebody that I guess he just sees opportunity and makes use of it, irrespective of his location or the location of the opportunity.
Nice one. Opayemi, can you attempt
Thank you.
the definition for freelancer? Opayemi, who is a freelancer? Opayemi, you have the floor. Hello. Are you guys still hearing me, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. So, Isaac, can you attempt a definition of freelancing? Who is a freelancer? Isaac.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, from my own point of view, I think a freelancer is someone that works remotely, that is not employed, works for different people, different brands, and so on. Just someone that is not employed, that works on contract, based on contract, yeah, something like that.
Nice one, nice one. Finally, before we continue, Taiwo, can you attempt a definition for who a freelancer is? Taiwo or Donade?
Okay, so a freelancer is someone that offers or renders a service without them physically being present in the location. So it can be anywhere, rendering a service to someone in a different location without being there present physically.
You guys are geniuses. So why am I even here? Anyway, so let's keep going. Fantastic responses. So let me share my slide so that you see who a freelancer is. Okay, let's 1 second while I share my screen so you can see. Can you see my screen now, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I asked, who is a freelancer? And here is the answer. A freelancer is anyone who takes up tasks for individuals or brands without being employed by them. Let me take that again, excuse me. A freelancer is anyone who takes up tasks or jobs for individuals or brands without being employed by them. So it's not an employment, it's a contract. Then freelancers work for themselves rather than for a company. And while freelancers do take on contract work for companies and organizations, they are ultimately self-employed. Does that make sense, guys? This definition.
Oversend. Yes, sir.
I'm a little bit confused, sir.
Okay, someone is confused. Can you just put that question down? There will be a question and answer session. Write that confusion. Turn the confusion into a question for me at the end of this slide. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, so that we keep going. Then I want to ask the audience, examples of freelancers. So let me ask, what am I going to ask now? Okay. I'm asking Austin. Can you give me an example of a freelancer? Austin Chukwusa. Austin. Okay.
Okay, sir. I think I have a friend who is a graphic designer, but I think he works as a freelancer.
Okay, yes, a graphic designer can be a freelancer. Faustino, can you give me an example of a freelancer? Faustino.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm here with you.
Yes, sir. I'm active with to construct, to carry out a tax.
Okay. So Muhammad Basha, can you tell me who an example of a freelancer?
So a copywriter, as you earlier said.
This guy is smart. So, because I'm a copywriter, so I mean, you can't be wrong if you say that. I like that. You're smart. Anyways, so let's go back to the slides and see. Where's the slide? Okay, here we go. Okay, so can you still see my screen, everybody?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir, we can.
here we go. So examples of freelancers are, can you believe that your regular Uber Bolt drivers are freelancers? They are. And I will explain why they qualify as freelancers. Your Uber drivers, the Uber drivers and Bolt drivers are freelancers because the ride sharing stuff is an app. It's app-based. It's an app-based business. And you will see that the Uber drivers are not employed by Uber. Bolt drivers are not employed by Bolt. Actually, they just get trips, or call it gigs. They get trips from Uber and Bolt. Uber is an app-based SaaS company. SaaS is a software as a service. So, and then what they do is they send trips, they use their software to push trips to the drivers. And then when drivers fulfill those, take the riders to their destination, they get their percentage, and then the driver, depending whether it's the owner of the car or not, take a larger chunk of the, of the proceeds. So Uber and Bolt drivers are not employed by Bolt or Uber. So they work independently, they are self-employed. And how do you know? They can decide not to work. They can decide. If I currently now today in Abuja, Uber and Bolt drivers are on strike because they want an improved fee, and then they're working on it. So, that's just to tell you, a strike, it looks like they're employed by Uber Bolt, but they're like, look, we're not getting a good deal for fulfilling, taking passengers or riders from point A to B. So, I mean, we are done in tools until you, Uber or Bolt, do something about it, since fuel price have increased and so many stuffs. Another example are regular contractors. In Abuja here, where I reside for now, contractors are a dime a dozen. Almost everybody is a contractor. If you can fulfill, if you can build a store, you're already a contractor. You supply cement and blocks and stones and whatever. So now these contractors are not employed. Like contractors to the Ministry of Health in Abuja, a contractor to the Ministry of Health is not employed by the Ministry of Health. They just fulfill, maybe, okay, supply us with surgical mask, supply us with spirits, supply us with what's it called, with Dettol or whatever, disinfectant. So they just do it and they get paid. They are not employed with the Ministry of Health or whatever. And so many other examples like that. Another example of freelancers are photographers. A photographer, I have a photographer, I was working on my website last month, and I had to invite a photographer to my home, and he turned my living room into a makeshift studio and did a good job giving me quality shots. Now, I'm not the one employing him, but he takes gigs here and there and fulfills them and gets paid. He's self-employed. So are writers, so are developers, so are designers, anyone who works independently for individuals or brands without necessarily being employed by those individuals or brands are freelancers. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's move on. So I'm going to take 7 benefits. Okay, this freelancing that you're coming on to, what are the 7 benefits of freelancing online? Number 1, you have the freedom to choose clients and projects. In fact, freelancing is about the only, it's one of a few career choice where you can sack your boss. I personally, in the course of my 2 years career as a freelancer, I think I've sacked 2 or 3 bosses. They were paying me well, but they were not respecting me enough. And I got to a point where I had to make a decision to let them go because I can always get another client. So as a freelancer, you can sack your boss. So freedom to choose clients. You can decide, I don't want to work with Smith anymore. Smith is based in America. I don't want to work with you anymore. Chessverb is based in Russia and he did something you didn't like. I don't want to work with you anymore. And because you have so many clients you're working with at the same time, it's easier to let one go and keep another 9. Like now, for example, on my Upwork profile currently, I think I have 33, or is it 32 now? I think I let one go. 32, I have 32 ongoing jobs. What 32 ongoing jobs means is that I'm currently on contract with 32 different brands. So, I mean, even if I sack 4, I still have 28. Even if I sack 10, I still have 22. You get it, guys? So you are able to sack your boss. Not that you now start bragging about and saying, I just sacked my boss yesterday. No. There has to be a good reason for that, guys. So it's not like, Tommy, do you know what I just did on Upwork yesterday? What did you? I sacked my boss, Neil. No, it's not. That's not what I mean. So like, you don't brag about sacking your boss. If you have a good reason and you feel that somebody is not respecting you or is lowballing you. Lowballing is when somebody, although you can be doing that when you are up there as a freelancer. In the beginning, you can't be sacking people up and down. So that's that for that. So freedom to choose clients and projects. Then another benefit is you work from anywhere for anyone. So you can be in Nigeria and then you can be working for someone in Croatia. You can be in your village, so far there's internet connection, and can be working for somebody in the White House. You can be anywhere working for anyone. That's the beauty of freelancing. So unlike traditional jobs where like if you don't get jobs in Nigeria, that's all for you. You have to physically travel abroad for greener pasture. With freelancing, you don't travel physically, you travel virtually. You can take your work to China, to India. Well, I don't advise you going to India. You can take your work to the US, you can take your work to Canada, to Australia, to wherever, right from the comfort of your home here in Nigeria, even in your village. So you can work from anywhere for anyone. And then there's job security. Why is there job security? As a freelancer, you are not attached to one employer. Like in the example I gave, I have 32 guys that I'm working with. So job security is easier for me. If one person ends a contract, I'm not scared because I know that there's 31 other people. If 10 people end their contract, I'm not too scared because there are 22 other people. But I didn't get to 32 ongoing contracts overnight. It took diligence, it took patience, it took God helping me. It took so many factors to get where I am today, of which I'm particularly grateful to God for. And then another benefit of freelancing is the option. Okay, I talked about that, the option to fire your boss. And then another advantage is that you can learn and earn on the job. Now, this part is very important. When I was starting out on Fiverr, I was coming with the background of a ghostwriter. I used to write self-help books like that, 33 Winning Ways Out of a Recession, 47 Ways to Win. Those are self-help business books. But those kind of books were not making money. Those kind of writing, that type of writing was not making a lot of money on Fiverr. So I had to do my research, and I found out that what was making money was writing blog posts, writing articles, writing for websites, writing this or that. So eventually, I had to learn how to turn my business book writing skill to blog post writing skill, to article writing skills, to other types of writing. Yeah, someone's mic is on. Someone's mic. Okay, thank you. So, and then that's that. So the option to fire a boss, then you learn and earn on the job. So unlike school, traditional school, where you go to OAU or you go to Covenant University or you go to wherever, and then for 4 or 5 years, you're just learning, and just consuming. As a freelancer, you can learn something today, and tomorrow you can practicalize it and start earning maybe little at first and then much later. That's the beauty of freelancing. There's no time to spend 5 years learning something and then you are not doing NYC and not looking for jobs. No, you can learn something today. Like, for example, there was a client up until I got on, was it Fiverr? Okay, when I was on Fiverr, most of my content, I fulfilled it on Microsoft Word. So I would type it out, I would send it as an attachment to the client. When I got on Upwork, I saw that the clients I started to work for were asking me if I can fulfill content on Google Docs. So up until that time, I didn't know how to use Google Docs, but I said yes, I could. And before that day ended, I'd already learned 1 or 2 things about writing on Google, how to collaborate on Google, how somebody can highlight something and say, no, I did this to this. And I was able to get the client. I got paid. The client would not even believe that it was my first time using Google Docs. You get it? So you can learn and earn on the job. Another beauty of freelancing is that you can work only when you want to. For example, every December, I take a 1-week vacation where I'm not going to take any job. Even if they're saying $1,000 per day, I will not take it because I need time with my family. Sometimes I travel. I just leave the environment I am. I travel sometimes out of the country just to relax, just to not do work, just to enjoy the little money I'll be able to gather with friends and family. So you have the ability, unlike traditional work where they will say, we are giving you only 1 week in 1 year or 1 month holiday in 1 year. Even private companies now in Africa, they don't even give you, maybe they just give you 2 weeks in a year. But as a freelancer, you're your own boss. You can decide. All you have to do on either Fiverr or Upwork, you just switch your app from available to invisible or to private. And then nobody will disturb you for jobs. And then you can go spend the little money you've made and make yourself and your family and those you love happy. So you can work only when you can work only when you want to. Then you can work from home and earn in dollars. Now, this is the most beautiful part. Up until now, people believe that the only way they can make dollars is if they sell land, sell cars, travel through Italy. Is it Italy? What's that country? That country. So whatever. Travel through some funny.
Libya.
Thank you, Libya. Thank you for that. So travel through Libya before they can go abroad so that they can go and be earning $5 per hour or something. But with freelancing, you don't have to go abroad to earn dollars. And what is the beauty? The beauty is that, in fact, what makes my success spectacular, let me tell you the secret. The secret behind my spectacular success is that I am making dollars and spending naira. Don't know if you got that. When you make dollars, $1 now is going towards 500. So if I make $10, I've already made 5,000. Whereas that $10 in America is nonsense. It can only buy you candy and lollipop. But here, 5,000 can do a whole lot. So you see the difference. So the real beauty of freelancing is to get hired by clients in developed countries and then work in a third world country where $1 has a lot of value, a place like Nigeria. So you see the beauty now. With freelancing, there will not be something called brain drain. So you wouldn't have to go abroad and then we lose you as a creative or as a talent to the people abroad. So with freelancing, you can still contribute. At least the money I'm making now in freelancing, I'm buying car here in Nigeria. What's it called? I'm renting here in Abuja. I'm touching lives here in Nigeria. Unlike if I had to go abroad. And if you make $1,000 a month in a place like, let's say we choose a country like Missouri. If you are a city or a state like Missouri in the US, if you're making $1,000 in Missouri or New Orleans, you are almost poor because everything there is built. You pay heavily for gas, which is what we call fuel here. You pay heavily for rent. In fact, rent abroad is weekly or monthly. So this one that you pay rent here and the landlord leaves you for a year. Abroad every week. I was in South Africa last year, and then I discovered, I was staying in hotels, but the last week before I came back, I went to see my friend in South Africa, so I stayed in his house. And I noticed that when it was 25th of that month, I think that was June last year, 25th of May, I discovered that this guy was just checking his phone for alert every second. Oh, guy, calm down now. Why are you checking for? What are you checking? Say a lot. Why? He said he has to pay his months because he was staying in an apartment where he pays monthly in South Africa. So it was like if he doesn't pay his money and then he's now forced off John, that they may start sending him letters of evacuating him from that building. So look at the luck we have here in Nigeria where you can pay for a year. And that, when I asked him how much, when I converted, the guy is paying 300,000 every month to secure that place. 300,000, do the math, 300,000 times 12, that's 3.6 million. And it's just a room and a pal, so to speak. But I mean, it's better than some duplexes here anyway. So, but that's that for that. So what am I trying to say? The true beauty of freelancing is that you can earn in dollars and spend in naira. You have been able to get the best advantage. If you actually travel abroad, freelancing is less lucrative because you are earning in dollars and spending dollars. If you go to the UK, it's worse because you are earning dollars and spending pounds. But the real beauty of freelancing is that you can earn in dollars and spend in naira. I hope you guys got that. Hello?
Yes, sir. That's powerful, sir. That's powerful.
Yes, sir.
Okay, excuse me. I have to take a water break. Okay, so that's that for that. So moving on. So this is my last slide, and then I'm opening the floor for questions. So which way Africa? The reason why you see me calling Africa and I'm not saying Nigeria is that, after my yearly program, I no longer look at Nigeria alone. I think in terms of Africa. Africa, if you're abroad, and some people who don't know much about the countries in Africa, if they ask you, where are you from? If you say Nigeria, they don't even know what you're talking about. So most times they say, are you from Africa? So they think Africa is a country. so let's just go with that. So which way Africa? And then the answer to that question is self-empowerment via freelancing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So I think I've gotten to the end of my slide.
Wow, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's the end of my slide. So now, we're going to start taking questions. So we have to coordinate it in such a way that two people are not asking me questions at the same time. So who is going to help me coordinate so that the questions can come in?
I'm here, sir. I'm the class rep, so I'll be glad to.
Okay, young, right? So yes, young, you help me coordinate.
Young, all right.
Okay, so let's get it started. The questions.
I have a question, sir. I have one question.
All right, just drop in the chat. I'll call your name. So we have Taiwo Oduade. Can you take your question first?
Okay.
So Taiwo just died.
Afternoon.
So take your question. Okay. After Taiwo, we'll take Ashaolu Damilola.
I have a question, sir.
I heard you. Can you use the chat box, please?
Okay, I should post it in the chat box.
No, not you, Taiwo. Taiwo, hold on. If you have a question, just say I have a question on the chat box. I'll take you after the order. So Taiwo goes first, then Ashaolu Damilola goes next. Let's go.
Okay, so good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Taiwo, how are you doing?
Fine, sir. So my question is this. Have you ever worked for a client on Upwork or Fiverr and eventually the client does not like work and maybe they pay or give you a lower rating? So let me just say failure. I'm just putting that way. There's been any.
Okay, Taiwo. I don't believe in failure. I believe in learning. If your question is, have I really had a point in my freelancing career where I got a bad rating or where a client didn't like my work? Well, several times. When I was on Fiverr, I had this particular lady who gave me a job, although she tricked me. She told me the job was something I could complete in 2-3 hours, but I was there 1 week still trying to complete it for just $20. So In fact, I and my wife had to go for a prayer session that please deliver us from this terrible client. So I told her that, look, you told me this thing will be done in 2-3 hours, and now it's taking me a week. That, you know what, I'm ready to give up the $20. Can you just end the contract nicely so you don't have to give me a bad review? And she was like, no, we already have a contract. You must fulfill. You must do this. You must that. And you know, when you're having issues with your clients like that, Fiverr and even Upwork, they lean more on they are more, what's the word? They are more client biased. I don't know if you got that. They're more client biased than freelancer biased. So they tend to favor clients over us freelancers. So you have to be careful, else usually it's, yes, I like what Akinla, they're usually buyer biased. So at the end of the day, you have to be careful because of your reputation online. So what I had to do was say, look, I'm going to return your money. So she insisted I had to do the work. So at the end of the day, we hit a middle ground where she said, okay, just do 20% of the work. And that 20% took me almost a month to complete for just $20. And when I finished completing that project, you won't believe it, she still gave me a 3 because on Fiverr, there's a 5-star rating. She still gave me 3.5 star after everything I did for her. So there's that. Then there are people that have written content for that they didn't like my style. In writing, there's something called style. You can be a good writer, but you may not be a good fit for your clients. So one of the most important things you have to learn about freelancing is something called good fit. The client that you're working for and you, are you both a good fit? If you're not a good fit, you'll be having problems, you'll be getting frustrated. So you have to find a way of working with clients that are a good fit. And when you find one that is not a good fit, you find a way of living nicely, you know, if you know what I mean. So have I had cases where I got poor rating? Severally. Have I had cases where I submitted jobs and the jobs were not liked or were not favored by the clients? Severally. How did I manage it? You know, sometimes there's this guiding principle. You win some, you lose some. But at the end of the day, as long as the resultant result is positive, then you're in the clear. I hope that answers your question, Taiwo.
Yes, it does. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, next question.
All right. Asaolu Damilola, your question, please. Dami, are you there?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself.
Right,
sir, so my question, I don't know, let me just try and frame it the way it is in my head. So, sir, first, I would like to pick your brain. Is there like, because I had network when we were doing the class, there like a space, or would I say, what are those kind of things one can do in freelancing apart from the general ones you mentioned, sir? Because, for example, I do voiceovers. So, and this is my very first time of hearing that there's the very first time of hearing freelancing in detail. So I'm wondering to myself, if I log on to what do you call it, Fiverr and Upwork, would I be able to do that? That's one. Then two. In case, please just answer that question. That's running through my mind right now.
Okay, so I'm trying to get a pen and paper so that I can be taking questions so I don't forget. So, but for your own question, I still remember. Your question is, you have a voiceover talent. Can you offer that skill on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork? The answer is yes and no. Yes, yes and no. Yes, because voiceover is a service that is available on Fiverr and Upwork. So why not? Yes, you can offer it. No, because if the focus of your clients, if the people, what do I put it now? If the clients you're focusing on, which is something that I advise, when you are offering a skill or a service online, in fact, I tell you to target the big four. Let me tell you the big four. Americans, number one. Jobs by Americans, number one. Jobs by Canadians, number two. Jobs by Londoners, or let's say UK based clients, number 3, and then 4th, jobs by Australians. These 4 people, you will enjoy them a lot. It's not as if you won't get good jobs from people from China. In fact, there was this one time I got a major contract from a client in Singapore, but they are not like the main ones. The number 1 is US. US clients are the best. Then next to Canada, next to UK, and then finally Australia. So if you are doing voiceover for these top 4, they will have a problem because of intonation. Voiceovers has to do with, maybe reading out a script or anything. So if your intonation, there are Nigerians that have never left Lagos, and when they speak, you think they've been to 30 countries, including US and Canada. And so if you are like that one is not a problem. But if you have intonation issues, like you can't pronounce the stuffs right, then voiceover may being the keyword, may not be the best thing to do on Upwork right now. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does, because you just answered what I wanted to hear. Because during this COVID period was when I really enjoyed it, but on the local level, I had to stop because it wasn't really coming back. As for the accent, I'm good with that. I've got them all.
If you can work on your accent, it's a good one.
I've got my British accent too. So yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next person, please.
All right, sir. Before we take the next question, there is this question on the group already, that's on the chat box before Taiwo and Ashaolu. I think I missed it. Oluwakemi Adegoke, he said, "Sir, I hope I've not been too forward, but on the issue of content and copies here in Nigeria, I don't think we take plagiarism and co serious like that, which is true." They say, but for your content, sir, you mentioned Google. Is there a way you reference them to prevent plagiarism or the likes?
That's a very good question. Can I answer now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so now it's a very good question, because the fact that Google is your friend does not mean you should go and copy Google and paste it to your clients. If it was that easy, the client would not even hire you in the first place. They too, they know how to copy and paste. So what Google does, what you use Google for, is research. Okay, let me give you an example. If they say, if a client gives you a task that I need you to write a blog for me titled 5 benefits of digital marketing, you, at the point at which they are giving you that title to write on, you may not know, you may not have any idea about digital marketing, not to talk of the 5 benefits. But you can now take that title, type it in on Google, and when you click search, you'll be able to see so many results, so many articles, so many things. So the secret, even though I'm not supposed to be sharing here because that's for my writers or my academy, but hey, let me just go ahead and say it. The secret to it, for those who are, for Bible students, for Christians in this group, there's a scripture that says, there is nothing new under the sun, which means that there's nothing you are trying to write as far as content is concerned that somebody has not already written it. So you go do your research on that topic, and then what you practically do is to rewrite. That's the key word there. You rewrite, maybe you have 5 different blogs opened that talked about 5 benefits of digital marketing. You look at all the ideas. What are the benefits they shared? How did they start their introduction? How did they do this and do that? So then you can now, what's the word? Rewrite. You just take all the ideas. You take all the, thank you. You paraphrase it in such a way that your own article is even better than any one of the 5. I don't know. You take an idea here, an idea here, an idea here. By the time you form your own is new again from the old ones and better than the 5. Does that make sense? So you're not plagiarizing. You are just taking ideas and modeling them. And modeling is allowed. You can model ideas, but you can't copy ideas verbatim. Does that make sense?
It does, sir.
Okay, next question, please. Next question.
Okay, so the next question is Austin Chukwusa. After Austin Chukwusa, skin makeover everything, I guess that's Kelechi. So Austin, after you skin makeover, then Fatima Aminu after Kelechi. Austin, let's go.
Okay, sir. When you said freelancers actually work for themselves and not for their clients, so I think I was I was thrown off a little bit. I just want you to frame a little more light into that. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So what I mean by they are self-employed means that, okay, like now I'm a writer. But I'm not working, I'm not employed by any company. I'm just a freelance writer, as in on my own writer. I have my own thing. So that now means that different people can come for my content writing service or copywriting service. And then we can talk figures, we can talk projects, we can talk tasks. And then I cannot decide that, okay, you know what, I can't work for you because my plate is, I have a lot on my plate, or I can work for you, but only at, let's say, for example, $50 per 100 words. So we negotiate like that. And then once we agree, I take up the job and do. But if I'm employed by MTN, for example, any number of content that MTN wants me to fulfill for that month, so far they are paying me a salary, I must do it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, sir.
So you cannot work for MTN as their in-house copywriter and you will not be saying, no, I'm not doing this job. No, my place is busy. They will say, which useless place is that? Are we not employing you and paying you a salary for this? So that's what I mean by working for yourself. It means you are independent of these companies or brands. You are on your own, and then you offer services to who needs it. Sometimes the highest bidder, sometimes to who, sometimes I take on projects because I like the brand. Sometimes I take up project because I like the project, not even really because of the fee, but that, this one is easy for me to do. This one, I'm not going to stress myself so much to do it. So you are an independent contractor. A contractor is not employed.
Yes, sir. And maybe because you like to maybe get more experience on that particular area.
Exactly. Because it's not every type of writing I like to do, for example. There are some areas, there's some type of writing I don't like. So if someone brings that, if I have to force myself to write that, I want to charge more. But there are some other areas where I like that even if you're giving me half fee, I don't mind because it comes easily. It's second nature to me. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, sir.
Okay, next question.
For everything, let's have your question.
All right, sir. Sir, I have 4 questions, sir.
Hey, one person.
Hey, one person. Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll go. This is how we go. Ask all the 4 questions at once. So that
exactly.
So if they are interrelated, you can take them at once.
I'm taking notes. Yeah, let's hear you.
All right. Sorry, before I ask, King Makeover Everything is my YouTube channel. Please, everybody go there and subscribe. Thanks. All right. Question number 1. Sir, how do you get paid? As in, how do you get your money in Nigerian currency? Because I know many people who work online, and after they've worked, they can't cash their money out in Nigerian currency. So how do you get your money out? How do you cash it out in Nigeria? That's question number 1.
Okay, question 2.
Then question number 2. What are you doing, sir, to make sure that payment processors like PayPal, that they start allowing Nigerians to register and get their money, as in to be able to receive their money in Nigerian currency? Because we know that as at present now, you can only, when you register with PayPal, you can only send money. You can't receive money, except you pay some people who already have an account there for them to help you, get your money. Then you now pay them some tips, or you now pay them some, some interest. I don't know. You understand? So what are you doing? A lot of people just vent about this thing.
Sorry, I lost you. Can you come again? The first question is getting paid in Naira.
Yeah.
What's the second question?
What are you doing to make sure that people, that payment processors like PayPal, that they start allowing Nigerians to register and receive money in Nigerian currency, not just only sending money? I've seen a lot of people vent about this, and yet they don't do anything about it. What are you doing, sir?
Okay. Third question.
Third question is, why do foreign companies, why do they pay Nigerians less and pay Europeans higher for the same work that is being done on the same platform? Why do they do that? Is there any way? Is there anything we can do to change the the paradigm?
Okay.
That is
number 4.
Number 4. Yeah, number 4 is personal. How can I work with you in your academy, sir?
Okay. What's your name, please? Skin
My name
Makeover. Is that your name?
that's my
Kelechi, his
YouTube.
name is Kelechi.
Yes,
What's your
that's my
name?
YouTube channel name.
Your name.
My name is
Okay.
Kelechi. Yeah, my name is Kelechi Akarato.
Okay. So let me answer your questions. Okay. So the first question you asked is getting paid in Nigeria. How do you work for clients abroad and get paid as a Nigerian in Naira? Okay. So the platforms, Fiverr and Upwork has made it very easy. I think at a point they discovered that many Nigerians are on their platform. So I think they gave us some concession. So if you work on Fiverr, for example, you can get paid two ways. The first way you can get paid on Fiverr as a Nigerian, that is you can get paid through, there's this card called Pioneer. Some of you should be familiar if you're a digital entrepreneur. So there's this Pioneer. I have a Pioneer card. That's how I get paid when I was on Fiverr, which is about a year ago now, because I'm fully on Upwork these days. So then you can get paid through Pioneer, and you can register for the Pioneer card for free. Although our academy, we offer the service on an expedited note. So if you want to get the Pioneer card, you can contact privately. I'll find a way for you guys to access me, so access any of my staff or associates. So, but you can do it yourself. That's the truth. You can get it done yourself. If you just go to pioneer.com, you can register a profile there and get the card. Once you attach the card to your Fiverr seller profile, your payments can be sent. Your payments can be sent to that Fiverr card. To that Pioneer card. Sometimes they call it Fiverr Revenue Card, by the way. Your payments can be sent there. And then from your Pioneer, you can attach your local bank to your Pioneer account. And then you can send money at the prevailing rate. They will tell you the exchange rate. So that they are going to transfer it to your local bank. So like, for example, now I use GT Bank. So when money goes into my Pioneer from Fiverr, then I now send it to my local bank. And sometimes within 10, 20 minutes, I get an alert on my local bank. And there are also exchangers that can give you higher value, which, of course, high risk, high reward. They can also steal your money online. So, but I think the most secure way to do it is to send money, to your Pioneer account from your Fiverr account, and then send the money from your Pioneer to your local bank. So that's how you get paid, if you're working on Fiverr. Then Fiverr has even recently made it easy now for you to get paid as a Nigerian. You can actually you can attach your local bank to your Fiverr account and then even transfer the money directly to your bank. I don't know how long it takes now, but eventually you get the money. So I think that answers question number one. Fiverr has a way for you to receive your payment to your local bank. Same with Upwork. On Upwork, you can attach your Pioneer card and get paid. You can also do direct to local bank transfer. So you can attach your bank details, your GTB, Access Bank, Diamond, whatever. You can attach it to your profile, and then you can send your money to that local bank. And I think within 30 minutes or 1 hour, you also get your money at the prevailing Forex rate. So that answers question number one. Question number two is saying that why is it that we're having challenge with PayPal, that you can send money through your card or on PayPal to buy goods, but you cannot receive money to your PayPal. Well, and that what am I doing about it?
Also okay, exactly. What are you
and what am I doing about it? So to the first question, yes, it's a challenge. In fact, the challenge was total in the sense that you couldn't even receive or send money through PayPal. So I think it was people like us who value what PayPal can do all over the world that reached out, and then they were able to say, okay, we can allow you to send money and pay for goods and services with your PayPal, but we will not allow you receive money. And like I always say, everything has a foundational story or a backstory. Why did PayPal even ban Nigeria in the first place from sending from receiving money from abroad? It's because of the people, the scammers who went out there, and then they scam Americans, they scam Canadians and all that, and then they now taking that money into their PayPal account, into their local bank, and spend. So while we were trying to do, yes, somebody is saying Yahoo Boys, yes, these Yahoo Boys have come and then they spoiled things for us. So before PayPal can decide to allow us to receive again, there has to be some form of government intervention. The government has to go to have a meeting with the PayPal execs and tell them that, look, we'll find a way now for to screen or vet, people who are using the PayPal for criminal activities. But when you hear stories of people like Hush Puppy and Woodbury and what have you, that is going to be a long thing. So, but you don't have to worry about PayPal if you're a freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork, because there are other means for you to get paid. What am I doing about it? For now, I'm too busy creating value by helping people get on Fiverr and Upwork that I'm warning less. There are some things that you cannot achieve as a single person, like me now trying to go and fight PayPal, you can imagine. So even me, I have the challenge, and instead of that, I'm looking for alternative ways to get paid. And currently now, Fiverr and Upwork is allowing you to get paid to your local bank, and Pioneer is available to Nigerians. So why fight a losing battle? Number 3, getting paid into, what's the question? Getting paid less, okay. So you're asking that why is it that Americans, when they hire, let's say Nigerians or Africans, they want to pay you less, but if they're hiring a European, they want to pay them more. Okay, it's a question of choice and economy. For example, if you are in Europe and you're spending euros, no European freelancer will take the kind of money that Africans are willing to take to provide services because of the European economy. Recall that Europe has more job opportunities. Europe has more choices. I don't want to use the word a beggar has no choice, but I want to say that Europe has a lot more opportunities. They have a lot more choices. So a European freelancer can say, if all you have to pay me for this is $10, then go with your money. I would rather go and do something else and get paid in euros right there in Europe. But Africans cannot demand more now. As a matter of fact, the fact that they can pay you less is even the advantage in freelancing, because everybody around the world now, there's no businessman that is looking to pay higher. So as long as Africans can develop their skills to meet up with the European counterparts, with the Asian counterparts, then Americans will be looking to Africa to get work done, like services done. And it's an advantage. It shouldn't be something you should be angry at or worried about. You should actually be happy, because if who is talking?
Yeah, so I was saying that it's a common business sense, because every businessman would like to go for where it's cheaper.
Exactly. You that asked the question. Why do you think our businessmen in Nigeria go to China to bring things in? Because they know that it's cheaper to buy things from China than from US or Europe. So it's both ways. If I find that somebody's ready to sell an iPhone X for 500,000 and that person wants to sell it for 300,000, who do you think I will go with, especially if I know that the other one did not steal it? If these guys are doing legit business, won't I go for the cheaper option? So the world is looking for 2 things: quality work or quality product at the cheapest price they can get it. So it's the forces of demand and supply that determine markets all over the world. So it shouldn't even be something you should be worried about. You should actually be happy that you can get paid. If you were charging the same amount with an European, they wouldn't even hire you to get jobs. They would just hire their European neighbor. So I think that answers about 3 questions. Then finally, joining my academy. Okay, so for everyone who is participating in this program, I'm going to talk with the team, as in the Net Factory team, to find a way for us to collaborate even beyond this training. There's still so much that I can't even finish to tell you in 3 days. There's still so much. I offer coaching programs. I offer mentoring programs. I help you on board on Fiverr and Upwork. We do a whole lot of support services to help our students. And I wouldn't mind taking on all of you, on that journey. But let me discuss with the team. Let me discuss with your orgas in Net Factory. Then we'll work at something that will be beneficial to you guys. Yeah, I think I'm done with this.
All right.
So,
so before we take the next question, we're also working on a hangout. We'll see if we can also talk to Mr. Micah to invite you so that we can get to live.
Okay, like virtually or physically?
Physical hangout, actually.
Okay, where am I coming to? Takwa Bay.
Takwa Bay, yes, we're looking at Takwa Bay, and then maybe, but Takwa Bay is taking the lead so far on the votes.
Okay, when is that? When is that?
That's on the 10th of October, Saturday, 10th of October.
I mean, what's it called? I'm in Abuja. Can you pay for my flight and hotel?
Not
It's not a laughing. It's not a laughing. The response to my question is not laughter.
Is it just like
I didn't even know that you're in Abuja.
Young is our class rep. You can afford it.
Oh, thank you for that. Young, they say you can afford it. So bankroll.
When we get to that bridge, you'll cross it.
Anyway, you know what? What are you doing at Takwa Bay? What's the event?
Okay, so this class has been 8 weeks online. This is the 7th week.
Wow.
So many of us here, we haven't got to meet each other before. It's an opportunity for us to network, meet our facilitators. So most of our facilitators will be coming too. It's an opportunity for us to network, also get to maybe scope their brains, play some games together, and meet ourselves. So it's an opportunity for us to build our networks. And you know, some of us, even though we're students learning design, a lot of us are doing some really amazing things.
Stuff.
We can collaborate. So it's an opportunity. For example, I am a behavioral therapist, and it's something that a lot of other people can leverage on in their businesses to help their staff and colleagues and all that. But we don't know these things until we're able to connect at that level. So the hangout is basically for us to foster greater relationships so that after this program, everybody is not just missing.
I like that. And because you asked nicely, I will find a way to come. It's 10th, Abby. So
yes, sir.
I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys physically. Even if I have to pay for my flight and everything, I don't mind. It can be. I have.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have this big heart for youth empowerment. In fact, I have an NGO on youth empowerment. So I think 10% of my profits, I save it towards things like this. So I should be able to come on my own. So no problem. So it's 10th of October. How long is it?
Oh my God. It's just a one-day hangout at the beach. It's just a one-day hangout.
I'm so happy right now.
Okay.
Like I'm tearing right now.
I will talk with the team, but just let me make a promise. I'll be there.
Thank you,
great.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
You
next
guys
question.
get up for your class rep.
Class rep, come on.
Next question.
All right, the next question is from Fatima. Fatima Aminu, please, let's take your question.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Fatima, how are you doing?
Fine. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
You mentioned you've been at it for 7 years. And 7 years is quite a very long time, which is very remarkable, by the way. So in these 7 years, you can't tell me that there wasn't a time you didn't want to give up.
I wanted to give up many times.
Yes. So
uncountable times, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. But thank God you kept at it. What were you doing? You had other things you were doing. Were you just dependent on the content writing?
Okay, so within that gap, okay, let me let you finish.
Okay, and sir, I don't know, part of your 3 days, do you plan on walking us through the process of opening a Fiverr account?
Yes, please. I'm going to after this session, I'm going to I think Timilehin, we had a strategy session yesterday where he told me that there's a Telegram group for this program, right?
Yes, sir.
So after I'm done, I will send the videos to him. There are 3 videos for you to watch before tomorrow. So I will send those videos to him. He will send it to the Telegram group, or I will even ask him to add me there. So if there's still some questions I can still take before tomorrow, no problem. So I will send 3 videos for you to watch, and then based on what you watch, the first session tomorrow once we start, I'm taking questions immediately based on the 3 videos. Does that make sense? And then if the videos has sessions where you need to take some actions, then you have to take those actions, because you need to help yourself if I'm to help you. So if a session says, oh, this is a video to open a Fiverr account, you can't just go through the video and not open the account. You're just, you're hurting yourself and not me, because I already have an account. So you are the one that doesn't have. So the videos are very explanatory. I took time to really detail the process. So whatever the video asks you to do, just do them. And then when we meet tomorrow, those are the first, that's where we are going to start off from. Because I'll be asking that, okay, based on the videos you watched yesterday, you have questions, and then we do a Q&A before the module for tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Thank you very much. Sir, please, back to the first question, please.
Okay, so the question is, in between the 7 years where I was struggling to make a living with my content or my writing, I tried my hands on different businesses.
Oh, so that's what kept you going.
Yes, I just was, and those businesses, they were not really doing well. But at least it kept, it filled the gap. You know, that hope that this business, let me use the vernacular, the hope that this business will blow, and that one will blow, and that one will blow. It kept me going for those years.
So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes. Who am I on to?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Ms. Motura.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to make a quick announcement. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, closing attendance has been posted, so please make sure you fill, and it will be out soon in the next 15 minutes. So please make sure you fill it. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I have, let me take another, I don't know, how many, class rep, how many more questions do we have? Because I'm getting tired. I need to rest. So how many questions do we have? Then let me decide how many I'm taking, and then it's a wrap. Young.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Yes, I said there are quite a lot of questions. I'm scared for you right now. There are well over.
You know what? Jeez, I'm going to escape after I take the next 5 questions. So tomorrow we continue from those questions, and then we take the ones from the videos you've learned, and we take it. The truth is that we cannot finish everything in 3 days, which is why I have to start working on a follow-on program. Maybe even the hangout will also help. We can come together and discuss how can we make this really work. But I'm sure already you are getting a lot from this process, and I'm sure the next 2 days will be even more amazing. But so even if your question is not answered today, don't worry, there's tomorrow. If it's not answered tomorrow and next tomorrow, I'm coming to hang out with you guys, right? I've promised, so don't sweat it. Okay, so let me take 5 more questions and it's a wrap for today. Does that make sense? Clash.
All right, sir. So I'll take the 5 next questions will be coming from Enebeli Prosper, Oluwadamisi Oluwatobi, Adepoju Oluwatosin, Alade Adeola, and Mo. 5 next questions. Enebeli Prosper, Oluwadamisi Oluwatobi, Adepoju Oluwatosin, Alade Adeola, and Mo. So all of you, please take note of that. Enebeli Prosper, let's take your question, please.
Okay, Enebeli, are you here? Enebeli? Hello?
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, so please, Enebeli, give me
Hello,
1 minute.
sir.
Give me 1 minute. Let me use the restroom and I'll be back. Hold on, hold your questions, and then I'm coming in 1 minute or less.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Enebeli, don't move. Just remain there now, or
So guys, as much as we'll be talking about this hangout and it's supposed to be like a fun thing, the truth is I'm realistically very strategic about it. And the reason is because we don't know how much this can help us. Like beyond the fun, it's going to be an opportunity for us to network. some of you who are outside the States, this is a sacrifice you can do for yourself, because this is not about fun, really. The essence, check what I sent to the group. Fun is like the number 16.
Hello, are you still here?
Okay, let's get back to you, sir. All right.
Okay, so your questions, please.
So let's take you.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name is. Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, my questions are: what has been your greatest challenge so far, and what has been your inspiration in this
Greatest
career? And a
challenge, greatest inspiration,
and your inspiration. And the second one, so far, can we say that self-employees are freelancers?
Okay. Is that all?
That's all. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Enebeli. So I'll try to write it down so I don't forget. So, freelancers, okay. So, as to your first question, what has been my greatest challenge as a freelancer? The number one challenge, which I still experienced this morning, is internet. You know, as a freelancer, you have to, because you cannot be with your employer physically or with who you're working with physically, it's difficult to keep going, especially sometimes I have to get on Zoom calls, on Skype calls with my clients. They love calls a lot. They will tell you, let's jump on a call and all that. And my internet may just jump out of my router at that very point. So just like this video we've been having now, you can imagine if it was a client and then I have to be rushing, imagine me leaving my apartment, rushing off to a hotel, just do this and all that. So internet has been a challenge, number one, for me. And then just imagine having I have 5 different internet service providers, and the 5 of them failed me today. Just imagine that. So it's a major challenge because, I mean, no internet, no freelancing. So that's number one problem I've been having. Number 2 problem, or the number 2 challenge, let me just drop this 2. Number 2 challenge is, how do I put it now? Getting clients sometimes to believe, especially for the first time as an African, to believe I can write content. Like I shared in my slide, I told you that if you are doing graphic design, they don't mind because you don't need too much English to do graphic design. But if you say you're a copywriter, a world-class copywriter, and you say you are based in Nigeria and that you're a Nigerian, a worry that is English your first language to start with, not to talk of if you can fulfill content. And their audiences are Americans and Australians and Canadians. So how can someone in Nigeria write copy that will appeal to audiences in America? So I have to do more work convincing them through my proposals, through my samples, through my this and that, before I'm able to get hired. So sometimes it takes 5 times more. It's 5 times more difficult for me to get hired than if I was an American. But the consolation. The consolation is that the advantage for me too is that when I eventually get hired, I am staying in a country or in a location where $1 is almost 500. So that's my consolation. So what has been my greatest inspiration? Honestly speaking, my greatest inspiration has been mentors that I look up to abroad. I have this guy who, especially, the guy's name is Danny Margulis, by the way. Danny Margulis is a copywriter based in America who, his story is crazy. He did not finish high school. And apart from that, he was waiting tables in Omaha. Omaha is a city or town in the US. He was waiting tables in Omaha for several years as a high school dropout before he heard about freelancing. And then within just 2 years, he was able to pivot from $0 to making $100,000 every year. And then now, just like me, I got inspiration from him. So he has an academy now. And in that academy, he did something really crazy that, in fact, I've not recovered from. He created an academy, and he created a content. He created a course, and the course is $1,000 per participant. And he was able to get for the first course he did. He called it Secret of a Six-Figure Upworker. The first time he set up the course, he was charging $1,000 per participant, and he was able to get over 2,000 people signed up. So this crazy mentor of mine made $2 million just creating courses online. That's why I'm telling you that I really love the idea of the Hangout, because beyond freelancing, there's so much you guys can do. And I'm ready to feed you with the ideas beyond freelancing. You can do, freelancing is like a start. Right now, I'm doing beyond freelancing. I'm investing. I'm doing so many things that even if for 6 months I don't get any job on Upwork, it will not look like I'm losing money. That's another thing, So the people who come under my academy, under my coaching, I tell them beyond freelancing. I start talking to you at the point about investments. I start talking to you about all kinds of things, having your own personal copywriting or graphic design or something, website and stuff like that. So my greatest inspiration has been the people God placed on my path to freelance success, who were able to mentor me and coach me and point me in the right direction. And that's why, as a give back measure or as a give back strategy, I also kicked off my F-Cube Academy. Of course, I'm not making $2 million. How much am I charging for Academy? But I think I'm more passionate about empowerment than the money I can make as in my academy. Even this program I came to do with you, the organizers can tell you that if I were to charge my current rate for delivering webinars like this, if I were to charge that amount times the number of people I'm seeing on my screen now, I'm telling you, I'll be a rich man. So a much more richer person than I am right now. But sometimes it's not all about money. Sometimes when you have been dealt with favor, when you have seen favors, things you didn't qualify for and you had access, God expects you to give back. So this is my give back idea. So my greatest inspiration are the people God put in my path from zero to success in freelancing. So finally, you're asking, self-employed people, are they freelancers? Well, freelancing, from the definition I explained, is not just that. Like a plumber is not a freelancer. A plumber is not a freelancer, for example. And then somebody who hello.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. If you haven't filled the attendance, I'd like to urge you to fill it. It should be closing in less than in a few minutes time. So please just quickly go and fill the attendance. Don't forget. And this. All right, go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I was saying that. What was I saying? Remind me, you're the one that caught me short. What was I saying? Okay, yes.
You said a plumber is not a...
Yes, I was saying a plumber is not a freelancer. A dry cleaner is not a freelancer. If you qualify as a freelancer when you are self-employed, offering services that you can deliver online, app-based services, online services, and stuff like that. So a plumber cannot offer online services. You can't fix my tap online, for example, and you cannot iron my clothes online. So those ones don't. There are some form of semi-freelancing if you work for yourself, but they are not the full kind of. So most of the time when I'm talking freelancing, I'm talking about online jobs. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I've taken four more to go. 4 more people to go. Okay, let's have the next person.
All right. All right. Next person.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my question basically is, for these freelancing sites, like you mentioned, Fiverr, Fiverr, Upwork, for one to get on board, do you need to have a certificate, so to say, in that particular field you want to offer service that would grant you ease of access into that site? Because I tried some weeks ago, I tried signing up on Upwork, and even just beginning the whole process, I knew that it's something that if I don't get it right at once, like you said, like it has to take some months before you're giving out that chance. So I just had to take some course and said, okay, probably let me finish this program, get the certificate. Maybe that would also help my course there. So basically, does one need to have a certificate to show expertise in that field you want to render a service for.
Okay, so Oluwa Damisi, I really love your question because I know a lot of people want answers to that. It's not just, it's a question for all. It's not a question for you, just you. The answer will benefit everyone. Okay, so I'm going to say two things. The first thing is that, remember I just said that my mentor, the one who I'm looking up to as a copywriter who was making, because the guy is not even really that active on Upwork anymore. He's more of an entrepreneur now. I'll talk to you about that. From freelancing, I'm going to pivot whoever are my students, how you can go from freelancing to being a digital entrepreneur. You start creating courses, you start creating programs, you start making money in your sleep. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But for now, let's onboard you to even making money online first. Then later, we can veer off to different places. So I told you that the mentor I have didn't even have high school certificates. So one beautiful thing about freelancing, again, that is so amazing is the fact that people, in fact, you can quote me, clients that come on Upwork and Fiverr don't give a damn about your certificate. What they want is quality service. If you have a PhD in writing, they don't give a damn. But can you write this blog post in such a way that it will entertain and influence my audience? That's what they are interested in. Your certificates don't matter. And then to the second thing, that whether you are waiting for a certificate here so that you can onboard on Upwork, I can almost tell you that if you gather 1 million certificates and apply for Upwork, your profile will be rejected. But the good news is that we offer the service where we can, get you in even with 0 certificates. So that's not a problem. So that's why, advancements in life come when you meet quality people who can take you on the next level. That's why I said my greatest inspiration are the people God placed in my path to make me succeed in freelancing. I want to believe I'm one of those people placed in you guys' life, for as many people who will jump on it, so that we can help you achieve success. So certificates don't matter in freelancing, 1, and 2, all your certificates won't even get your profile approved on Upwork. Okay, so 3 more questions. 3 more questions.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
My name is Adepo Joluwatosin. I'm a student. So please, I have just about 3 questions here with me.
Hey, I said 5 now. People are now bundling questions for me.
It's not just something that you can answer within a few seconds. The first
okay, let's have it.
Going through the lecture, you said something about when you have maybe talent in one way or the other. Then you mentioned something about if you are a good listener. So my question is, can someone who is a good listener get, what are the type of things the person can do on freelancing sites like the Fiverr and the Upwork? Now, second question, you said there are some customers, there are some clients rather, that maybe you are not fit together, that we should look for the one that we are quite fit. So the question is, how do you know a good fit?
Okay,
now,
nice one.
Thirdly, the third question is that you are talking about mentor. Do you mean mentors we are doing the same thing on the freelancing side, or mentors because they are on to the freelancing before you? I don't know if you get the last question.
I didn't get that third question. Come again, please.
The question is now, you are mentioning some things about mentors. So now you say you have some mentors. So my question is, mentors, is it because they are doing the same thing as you are doing on the freelancing side, or because they've been doing freelancing before you started?
Oh, okay. I think I get it now. Okay, so let me attempt your questions. The first question is, can a good listener get a job on Upwork? The simple answer is no. You cannot get a job being a good listener is like having a soft skill. Attention to detail is a soft skill, but attention to detail cannot get you a job on Upwork. But a combination of your soft skills can get you a particular job. Let's say, for example, now, if you're a good listener, clients are talking to you and you are detailed. You don't say, I understand, don't worry, but you take your time to listen to what they really need. You're not really about the money you want to make, even though you make money, but you're focusing more on adding value to that client. if you're listening well, asking questions to make sure that you really understand what the clients want and you can deliver it well, that plus the talent of delivery, let's say it's graphic design or it's content writing or it's photography, is going to get you far as a freelancer. But just being a good listener, just imagine going to a client and saying, I'm a good listener, hire me. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Okay? But it's a combination of these soft skills. Okay. So that's that for the first question. The second question is good fit. How do you discover, how do you know if a client is a good fit? When you are starting out, the answer is you don't know. So when you engage, and when you are starting out, let me be super honest with you. When you're starting out, be less concerned about good fit. It's people like us now that we have been there a while. We can be checking. I don't want to work for this one. I want to work for this one. But when you're starting out, try and be a good fit for everybody who hires you. What am I trying to say? Bend over backwards for everybody in the beginning. Do you know that even in the traditional company where you get employed, do you know that if you're an intern, is he an intern? Okay, let's say you're just starting out, maybe you're a trainee under a company like MTN. Do you know that even your superiors can send you to go and buy Mama? Do you know that?
Yes.
And Mama is not in your Mama is not in your job. It's not in your job description. But if you say no, I'm a master's clinical. I finished from Inyaforogi University. I am the best in my class. How can I be buying Mama? You won't last long in that company. So in the beginning, just perish the idea of good fit. Every client who comes to you that you apply, but the only thing I would say about good fit is that when you are like on Upwork, for example, jobs are always dropping every second in your category. Let's say graphic design, let's say audio production, let's say writing. There's a way we help you set up your profile. Jobs will be dropping that are related to what you say you can do. When those jobs come, the only thing I would advise strongly is that don't pick a job you can't do. In fact, don't apply for a job you can't do well, especially when you're starting out, because you can become dead on arrival as a freelancer. Your first job, the client gives you 1 star. Do you think any other person will when they check your profile, they won't hire you again? They'll be like, this 1-star guy, everybody escapes. So you have to make sure that the job you do, a whole lot of training on that, which is in the videos I'm even going to share for the Upwork, because I think the videos I'm going to be sharing with you are on Fiverr, and then there's another platform called Legit. But the premium videos for Upwork are for the best students here. That's what your organizers have said. So they're going to pick the best. And already I'm hearing questions, I'm taking notes. So when we determine who the best students are, those ones will receive the premium videos and then receive the premium access. But don't worry, at the Hangout, we'll discuss how as many people who are interested can onboard on the premium package, no problem. So, but for now, focus more on, doing jobs you can actually do so well. And don't be looking to don't be trying to do a $500 job because that $500 job will require some skills you may not have starting out. So be going for the $5, $10 that you can impress the client. In fact, when you're starting out, I tell my students that your first goal is reputation, is not making money. You need to build your reputation first. When you build your reputation, money will come. It's a guarantee. But if you start out looking for money, you won't get that money. That's the funny thing. You won't even get clients. But if you start out, how can I develop myself? How can I be better? How can I satisfy my clients? How can I over-deliver and under-promise? Then that's the path to success. So, and finally, you're talking about mentoring. Yes, the mentors that I was talking about are freelancers. Freelancers who, were generous enough to share. Like, for example, now, Daniel Magulis, who is my mentor, he's a copywriter, but some of the things I learned from him is not even copywriting, is how to get clients in any niche, whether you are a photographer, he has courses on that. And then I'm going to even be sharing, his website. Maybe the classroom can take notes. Ask me maybe tomorrow. I will share his, his website with you. In fact, why delay? It's, can I type somewhere here? Let me see. It's a freelance-to-win.com. Did you get that? Freelance. You know the spelling of freelance. Freelance. Then add to. So freelance to, then win. Freelance-to-win.com. Yes. That's the right. Freelance-to-win.com. Yes, that's it. So go there. That's my mentor, my number one mentor. So this guy has a lot of value to even offer you while we are even on this program. So the mentors that came into my life, apart from this guy, there are like 3 other guys I follow that are not even writers at all, but they really blessed my life. But they are all freelancers. If they are freelancers, at least. So their advice can really help me in my freelancing business. I think that settles it. Next person, 2 more to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, next. Okay.
Yes, good afternoon.
Alade Adiola speaking. My question is, to what extent is your profile and your gigs help you to be more your freelance in getting visibility by buyers?
I'm not sure I got that. Can you rephrase?
Okay. My question is that to what extent is your profile and your gigs helps you, position you to get visibility by buyers?
Okay. So your profile, let me talk. Your profile is super important because when you, like on Upwork now, on Upwork, there are 2 ways you get jobs. The first way is there are jobs dropping on your job board that you can check and apply for at any time. There are also times where a client will check profiles. They will check the profile of the people they want to work with. And based on how outstanding your profile is, they can decide to send you an invitation. There's something called an invitation on Upwork. So every other day I get invitations. Why? Because of my super positioned profile. So yes, your profile is, especially when you don't even have any review. Nobody has reviewed you before. Your profile is about 70% of what you have to offer. So there's something called an overview. Even your picture, even there are so many things we teach at the academy, even from your headshot. Like for example now, as an African, if you do a headshot where your Jemu is so, like Young's, I can see Young's, like Young's Jemu now. So like Young's Jemu, this is DP I'm saying on this thing now. If you present yourself like that, some of these Americans may just say, this guy is not a terrorist, for example, and they may just get pissed off and escape. So if you want to put a headshot, for example, you have to be clean shaved, and you have to be in a nice jacket and tie, or at least, even if not a nice jacket, a nice shirt, not like you'll be wearing polo and whatever. So all of those things are
like me, like my profile.
I can see John, like the way you look with your red tie, like Obama's. So Obama likes red tie.
So this my beard is trouble. Oh God, I'm shaving it off.
You can shave it off, do your profile, and grow it back. No problem. So, but at least for the period. So a lot goes into profile. The way you look, you have to look professional. You have to look professional in your headshot. You also have to look the words you are putting together. In fact, there's something I'm going to be telling you guys maybe at the hangout, which is that any service you are offering on Upwork, you have to be a good copywriter. Let me be honest with you, because it's words you use to convince them about your UI design and UX design. It's not words. It's words you use to tell them why you are the best fit for the design that they want to do. So copywriting is even at the center of success as a freelancer. You have to sell yourself to your potential client, irrespective of your niche. And that is a copywriting skill that, let's see how we can help you onboard the skill, we can upskill you on copywriting. I'm sure if you add copywriting to your graphic design and product design training right now, you'll be unstoppable. So yes, profiles are very important, the way you present your gigs. The interesting thing is that gig on Fiverr, the meaning of gig on Fiverr is different from the meaning of gig on Upwork. Gig on Fiverr are your products that you are posting for clients to buy. Gigs on Upwork are the contracts you have gotten to work on. So they're kind of like different depending on the platform. But yes, whether it's the gig of products, positioning your products on Fiverr, or it's the gig of winning contracts on Upwork, profile and gigs are super important. Okay, one more.
Thank
you. Okay, who's the last?
All right, let's do the last question from Mo as we round off for today.
Okay, sir. My question goes like this. I want to ask that, can someone who is not good at writing become a copywriter? And then there's one other question. So I have that. How can we create a good contract that can help us? I mean, some freelancers, because of the way their contract is, and they get into trouble with their clients. How can you give us a guide to do a better contract?
Okay, so let me take your question. I'm trying to take a note of your question. So the first thing is that how can someone who doesn't have not good at writing, can the person become a copywriter? The answer is anyone can become a copywriter. And the key word is a copywriter. I'm not saying the best copywriter in the world, a copywriter. So because we are in the how do I put it now? We are now in that era post-COVID now, where you must sell yourself, you must sell your ideas, you must sell your products. The jobs you are bidding for, you are not the only one bidding for it. You must be able to use words to convince, in fact, to educate, to convince, to persuade your client why they should hire you and not the other party. So copywriting is, how do I put it? It's like in fact, there's this guy I follow on YouTube. His name is Dan Lok. Some of you may be familiar. Dan Lok, using copywriting alone, he was able to move from poverty while he was in Hong Kong to becoming a highly paid $1 million digital entrepreneur in Canada, just using that copywriting. So anyone can become a copywriter. Maybe not the best copywriter, but anyone can become. And I have a copywriting course, which, depending on how things go, we can onboard as many people who are interested. So yes, anyone can become a copywriter, maybe not the best. Then the second question is, how can you write better contracts? When I talk about contracts on Upwork and even on Fiverr, it's not like the contracts that you do, business contract here in Nigeria. Contracts here means that the process is so simple. Maybe what you wanted to ask was proposals, how to write better proposals. So because on Upwork, how it works is that when the client wants a job done, they post it to Upwork. Upwork will now take the job post and look for the category that is the best fit for the job description and post it there. If you are in that category, you will see the job there, along with other people that are in that category. So the only way you can apply for those kind of jobs is to send in a proposal. And there is a way we craft proposals in my academy, which we can teach you guys, so where you can, every line, every word, every alphabet you are putting there is selling yourself. You are not really sounding very salesy. There's something called sales. You are not sounding desperate to the client, but you are adding extreme value. You are even beginning to solve their problem in your proposal to show that you're a good fit. All of those we teach in the academy. So yes, you can write better proposals. It's a learnable skill. We teach it. That makes sense. Whew.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This must be the end of today's it's the end of today's program, okay?
We really appreciate it. We thank you so much for all the powerful insights and sharing your wealth of experience that you gathered over the years. For over 4 hours you've been talking. That's a lot of energy, You must have exhausted a lot of calories. I can almost feel you right now. You must be hungry too.
I'm hungry. I wish you can eat. You can send me an e-voucher or something.
We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I know Mr. Micah will be joining us now. Mr. Micah.
I would like to have him say something. I've not seen him since.
Meanwhile, a lot of people are already saying thank you on the chat box. I see all of them saying thank
Yes,
for you.
yes, I can see that. Thank you, guys.
Really, we really, really appreciate it. This is so much for us. And then um, it pleases me so much that you could make the sacrifice of coming over to meet us, like small children like us. Who we be now? Eh? But thank you. It's so much. It's so much. We thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
We really thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you
too.
for the sacrifice. Thank you for the offer to come around and meet with us. Like we should be coming to meet you, but you're coming to meet us. That's so much. You're the best. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm blushing.
That's
All
very
right.
humble of you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really. Yes. All right, Mr. Micah. While waiting for Mr. Micah, I think I'll just use this opportunity to quickly say what I was about to say to us earlier.
Wait, so please, if you should help us for this attendance now, it's not fair now. It's network issue. This rain
The
has not
attendance
stopped since
open
morning.
for quite a long time, really good.
The thing, I tried doing it.
I
It
know,
just
I've seen you in class all through today.
uh
Okay.
So it's not fair.
I'll just once Mr. Micah can respond, I'll see if I can plead with him. I think there are about 2 other persons on Telegram too that I haven't feel that reached out to me. So I'll talk to him once he comes online.
Okay.
All right. So I was saying earlier that all of us should please do well to key into this opportunity. I know some of us are outside the state, outside Lagos State, but hey, this could be your opportunity to really get to connect with some amazing, amazing people. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. So this could be an opportunity for us to really connect with some amazing people, and not just our facilitators. I'm even excited at the way our facilitators are jumping at the opportunity. See how Miss Grace already jumped in, like she's so excited. I haven't reached out to the other facilitators because it's not in my position to, because Mr. Micah will do that, but I know that they will all come on board. For example, I have a very good relationship with Mr. Dio Samuel. I've known him for well over 5 years. I know him very well. He will be glad to come on board. And see, these facilitators they have wealth of experience. Like spending a minute with them offline is something that we would pay so much to get. I tell you, so much that if you were to pay for the trading, it will cover for your transportation as well. And for those of you that are in Lagos that are thinking I might be around, I might not be around, I tell you, it is not something to reconsider. Basically, it's something that you should put all of your weight in, mark the date and say, I'm coming. It's not just to catch fun. It could be a life-changing opportunity for someone like me. I'm looking to really connect with a lot of people. You never know where your next opportunity is going to be coming from. So this hangout is going to be lit, like always lit. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be meeting people. We're going to do Zoom Connect. Okay. So we'll connect via Zoom.
Yeah,
That's
can we bring
fine.
our plus one?
Can you bring your plus one? We may have to discuss that or discuss that on the group. And by the time we conclude on it and know the possibilities, we can now make a general announcement before we round up this program. But we should be able to decide that from now to the end of this week.
All right.
Yeah, we should be able to
Can we
decide that.
please?
Can we do what?
What was the question?
She said, can we bring our plus one? So some people are married. They would want to come with their spouses. Some people are engaged. They want to come with their fiancé, and stuff like that. So
and then they'll not come and be able to mix up with the people in the class again because their fiancé is there.
Yeah, Abby, let's.
This one coming from Fatima now. Oh.
They said I've gone back to the States. Well, I'm from the States. I gotta rep the States anyway.
Me too, my brother. I'm from the UK, my brother.
All right,
No
so
time.
basically that's it. All right, so we continue this conversation on Telegram right after now. Okay, and I will be closing the poll immediately after this meeting. If you haven't voted, I'd like you to go back and cast your votes as soon as you can. At this point, I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, for taking your time to stay put till this time. You guys are really amazing. You are doing super fantastically fabulous. You're doing well. Boy. Well done, guys. All right, so I'd officially call this meeting to a wrap up for today.
Mr. Micah not coming.
You all on Telegram.
Mr. Micah is not coming.
I don't think he is.
Our attendance.
I don't think he is. Hello. For those of you that were unable to fill the attendance, send me a private message on Telegram. I would submit your names to Mr. Micah and see how I can talk to him to open it for you.
It's all right.
Only those that are in this meeting.
It's all right.
All right. Just send me a private message with your phone.
We'll check it. Bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Hello, I want to say
Thank
something.
you.
Mr. Young.
You're welcome. Voice is that.
Annie with the boys. Hello, Annie.
Thank you for the way you handle things. You are quite exceptional.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Guys, thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. We see you later.
I miss you.
Amaka and Gabriel are still they wait for you.
Mr. Young. Yes.
You guys can go. You can leave the class. You can leave the class.
Mr. Micah has come. Mr. Micah has come.
All right.
Leave the class.
That's all right.
Mr. Young, I
That's all.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you, the way you handle things.
Thank you, bro.
They are quite exceptional.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Mr. Mike, I'm greeting you from Enugu State.
Carry side from Enugu. I didn't know.
So guys, no.
Sorry, who is from Enugu here?
I am from Enugu. John Carris is from Enugu. I'm from Enugu.
John Carris.
I know. Steezy, don't forget Raymond. Let's talk. Oh, this is your card. You will have to teach us how to get ours too.
It's a quite simple process. No,
Yeah. We'll talk about it in Telegram.
No problem.
All right. You can even do an explanation on Telegram and just post the process for everyone to follow. I know Bada will not leave until every single person has left. All these people in this class, what do you want? Go.
I'm not there, go anywhere.